Welcome to the Gold Standard, honoring the, at present, original Gold Ranger, and whenever he shows up, the Gold RPM Ranger. Gentlemen, welcome. Would you all like to introduce yourselves and tell a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, my name is Tim, and I'm Trey and Teddy.
I'm Teddy, and Trey of Courage. I'm Tommy, Trey of Wisdom.
Woo! So what have you guys thought about the convention so far?
Oh, it's awesome. We love the conventions. Our first convention, we were actually called in by our fans to come out here, and we really enjoyed it. We were enjoying it, and we actually want to continue our Trey characters because we're realizing that our fans really wanted more from that character. So we're looking forward to expanding that, maybe in TV and film.
Tell me a little bit about the story.
What's that?
Tell me a little bit of the background on what we meant.
Yeah, a little background on us. I don't know if anyone's familiar with our story 15 years ago, but we were in the business for 5 years. We started out with the Power Rangers, and we actually were going to do 30 episodes for the Power Rangers, and then we were going to make a movie. And then and then we were going to spin off and do our own Triplets Power Ranger show. We were really excited about it. We worked with Shuki for about 6-7 months on it. And when it got to negotiations, it didn't work out. You know, everything happens for a reason. And it was great. Austin was able to take over. But we noticed that those characters were really crazy. We really want to see more. So that's when we came back. But what we did after the Power Rangers, we did a lot of other things in the business. We went to sitcom work. We did Boy Meets World. Then we did Step by Step. And we actually did stand-up, the three of us. We did Triplets stand-up all around town. We did a calendar. And then we went into the movie business. And we did Major League 3 Back to the Minors. And in shooting that movie, my brother Tom dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, wow.
Like, explain what happened in Tom.
After 3 slides, it was all done. It was late at night, the ground was like cement. And by the time I realized how hard the ground was, my shoulder was out.
Oh.
So 3 takes, I'm out. Luckily, we had a third one. You know, we could hide in the movie as twins, Juan 1 and Juan 2. So Timmy actually was going to come into the movie if I didn't get hurt. They were actually going to hire him as a relief pitcher, I think it was.
Yeah, I was actually going to be a lefty relief pitcher. And when Tommy got hurt, it was like 3 weeks into shooting. And it was going to cost the Morgan Creek production company about $2 million. So I couldn't play that character. I had to go play Tommy's character. And it was a little tough because I'm left-handed and Tommy and Teddy are right-handed. So I had to play second base right-handed. And I also, they played Cuban musicians in that film. So they had to learn how to play the guitar and sing Salito Lindo in Spanish. And my brother's like, we don't sing and we don't dance. So I had to do all that. They had a month and a half of working on it before the film of the shoot. I had to come in 3 weeks. I had a guitarist on set with me for 4 hours a day. I had 3 weeks to get ready to shoot it with Ted. So it was a little crazy. Me and Teddy, we got it done. It was a lot of fun. And that movie actually tested in 2,800 theaters. So we were excited about doing a spin-off series for HBO, is what was in the works for that. Unfortunately, they didn't advertise the movie right, so it didn't do the numbers they expected. And it took Tommy about a year for his shoulder to heal. So in the process of Tommy's shoulder healing, and us waiting to do our spin-off series, I met a girl. And it wasn't my downfall, not her downfall, because she didn't like the business. So we had to leave the business. I was with her for 15 years. We recently separated, and that's why we're back. So that's kind of our story of where we've come. Now Michael just arrived, so...
Oh, what was the question?
They were just asking, tell your story, introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name's I play Ginn, the Gold RPM Ranger, Power Rangers RPM. My story, I'm born and raised in New Zealand. I've always wanted to get into acting, and so I went to drama school. I studied for 3 years, and in the year I graduated drama school, I was lucky enough to audition for Power Rangers. I got it, and then with that just kind of gave, and I've always wanted to go to Hollywood too, and so after doing that, that just kind of gave me the resources and kind of credentials to get a visa, and here I am, like just continuing my acting career with that. Ta-da!
Woo!
Okay, if you guys got any questions?
Alrighty, I know I've asked Mike this already, but I'm going to ask the Treys too. It seems that the Gold Ranger's like Mike here, his character is very not exactly right in the head, as it were, but also like the Treys, like, you know, three people then combining into one. Like, how do you feel about like the whole psychology of your characters? And that's for everybody. So, how do you feel about the psychology of your characters? What did you think about that? Did you put any thought into it? You know, all that.
Yeah, sure. The psychology behind my character, I guess. Well, yeah, he's very unique. Him and his twin sister, that well, they're kind of like got the mentality of like a 6-year-old, but then they just want to blow. Oh, just get that sound blow. But yeah, I guess I mean I thought about it. I came from the point of view where he just enjoyed his work. Doing his work, just kind of like had a passion for just like killing and blowing stuff up and explosions and fighting and just kind of over enthusiastic like a child would be, I suppose, and take that and consider it from a point of like play, really, because it's not work, it's play for them. They enjoy doing it, do it for free. It's them just having fun. And so I had fun, and I hope that kind of showed on screen that I had fun, and that's where I came from, that point of view I came from.
And I would say that the psychology for our characters, for my brothers and I, even though we look a lot alike, we're identical triplets, our personalities are extremely different. And what was nice with Shuki is he got that right out of the gate. So me and him worked on our dialogue. And in our dialogue for Trey, it talks about 3 distinct personalities. And my brothers and I were a little disappointed. I think Shuki was as well, that we weren't able to explore those personalities with our characters for 30 episodes, then the movie, then our show, because everyone would have seen the psychology of it. We are completely different. And as you get to know us, you'll see that. But when we come together, it's very special. So that was what was going to be portrayed after. We only did about 4 or 5 episodes. So I think even our fans were looking forward to see what is this? What really is this connection and this uniqueness that we have? So the psychology of that was going to be explored. I think everybody still wants to see it, and I think that's why that's why we came here. And actually, Joseph James Quinn is sitting here in the audience. He was the one that contacted me to get us to come to the Morphicon. We're actually golfers, my brothers and I. We're scratch golfers, and we were coming back to the business just for golf. We weren't going to do anything with TV. That's all we wanted to do. My brothers have been playing golf for 20 years. They played the highest level of amateur golf. So we wanted to explore the PGA Tour, the 3 of us. And when Joseph called, we realized, wow, those characters really made an impact on a lot of people back then. So we decided, that we wanted to continue the Trey characters, but we also decided that we wanted something for our audience now. They're 15 years later. Our audience is 17 to 40 years old. So then I met another fan of ours, Jennifer, right here in the front row. And she's very creative, and she helped me write a treatment for a TV show for our fans. It's called Guys in Golf, and it's about me and my brothers. It's our golf careers, which will be live clips into our show, and then it's our unique, distinct personalities. It's the odd couple with 3 times the king. That's what our personalities are like. Does anybody remember the odd couple with Felix and Oscar? Different personalities, and their personalities, they cause major conflict. My brothers and I, our personalities are more extreme than theirs. So our comedy is real life experiences that we've gone through our whole lives. So it's never ending. So that's what our show that we developed for our fans that we wanted. That is 17 to 40, and then for the Trey characters, we continue those as well as our fans want. I hope that wasn't too long, but
No, it's awesome. Thank you.
I'm the talkative one, if you notice.
Is that why you've got a black shirt on?
Last time I'm a little bit, I'm a little dinner, so we have our mornings, we have small, medium, and large.
Yeah.
Showing up here today. Part of my personality, we plan that. Teddy actually has kids though. Teddy's got 2 kids, he doesn't have a lot of time to work out yet, but we plan on doing that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. My question is for Mike, and first off, I just want to say RPM was my favorite. Woo! Okay, so how did feel like just pretty much changing everything about you, and I say everybody, everything about you, to make this trigger-happy, enthusiastic, shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy who shares a mind with his twin sister?
Well, what makes you think he is different from me?
Well, first off, the accent.
Oh, that's true. Okay, you got it. You know, it's like when you play a character, you know, you have to find the truth in a man and kind of like similarities and what you empathizing with the character and kind of like finding yourself in it. And so for me, I think there's, you know, I think there's a bit of everyone in Jim, or they can find Jim in a bit of Jim in themselves. It's just like them when they had a passion to play and have fun and enjoy. And it's that really. I mean, it's just that, but it just happens to be killing stuff. But you know, I mean, really, it is just like, you know, when you see the script and what you have to do and say, it's just like throwing your enthusiasm that everyone has found in whatever they've enjoyed in their past, and throwing that, and applying that to killing stuff. But I mean, like that's what you do. You find something similar, you know, in your character, and you know, share experiences, and you go with that. And so I just had fun being a silly goofball because you know, there's part of me that is like that, and you just kind of go in that direction with it, and you know, channel yourself like when you were a kid and just remember that and how you were, and just have a bunch of fun. And that's what it was, just me having fun, killing, shooting, and things exploding. You know? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No, thanks.
I guess I'm going to do this again.
Yes.
You know, for you guys were talking about the Triforia spin-off series. I mean, can you just talk about that in a little more detail? You mentioned like 30 episodes. Was that 30 more episodes in Power Rangers? And then like just talk about the whole thing in super detail.
Yeah. And I'll explain even how we met you. My brothers and I, the business is very difficult for identical triplets because there's nothing ever written for us because people don't know we exist. So for us, we have to go to development people to get anything done in the business. So we would go to agents and ask our agents, do you know anyone in development? Bring us over there. If something works out great, if not, then maybe we'll go somewhere else because they can't do anything with this. So we actually met an agent, and he knew Shuki. He was Shuki's best friend. So it was very fortunate for us. We've been very blessed with the business. We've had a lot of doors that have opened up at the right time because the Power Rangers was really, really big back then. It was right after Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We met with Shuki about a year prior. So it was a great way to set up, you know, who was going to be this new Ranger. It gave them plenty of time, and it gave us and Shuki plenty of time to work on our characters. So we were going to do 30 episodes for the Power Rangers. Then we were going to do their movie, and Tommy was going to have a love interest. Tommy's actually got Charlie Sheen. He's the player of the three of us. He's actually the best man. He's got 2 or 3 girls going at the same time. That's what Tommy is, you know. It's his personality. You know, he likes to gamble. You know, it's different. Teddy's more the laid-back one. Nothing bothers him. And me, I'm like way out there. I'm like, I'm on another planet out here. That's just who I am, my personality. So the movie was going to be secondary, and then that would explore our characters more, and then we were going to spin that off into the Triforia Ranger show. So we were working on this for a while. I mean, everything was being written. I was going to be meeting with the writers, and I was actually looking for queens for Triforia. And Shuki wanted blonde queens, which you know was nice, but how do you find identical triplets that are blondes? Back 15 years ago, very, very difficult. The best I could find, they were 5'8". We're 5'6" on a really good day. 5'5". So that was going to be a struggle back then. So I've actually explored and I've done a worldwide search for identical triplets. And I found a set of triplets that are 5 feet, blondes. So they would be perfect for anything that we want to explore with Triforia. Triforia was going to be, the Triforia Rangers, it was going to be a lot about Triforia. And I know no one knows anything about Triforia because it's never been explored. So we were going to explore that out. So that's kind of what we were looking at to do at that point. And then when it got to negotiations, it just didn't work out, so then we moved on. But those characters are characters that we love, that is our personalities, and we love to continue. So we're willing to do the Triforia or even film, or even the Power Rangers to explore those characters around our golf schedules. The golf schedules is the biggest thing for us. It's what my brothers, no, the three of us, we were born to do. So, and we've been working really hard at it. And they've worked for 20 years now to get to the level they're at. So they really want to do that because our fans want it. We'll do it alongside our golf schedules as well as our TV show. So we can actually do all three of them, is what we planned. So hopefully that answers the question on exploring that avenue.
Was the movie supposed to be like about you guys specifically, or was it just Power Rangers?
It was a Power Ranger movie, but it was going to explore more of our personalities. That's why Tommy was going to have the love interest.
It was the movie that came out.
Yeah.
And they had to rewrite it all because it was all, the writers were cranky. I mean, Shuki and us, we were all really, really excited because he was on the same page as we were. And it was great because of what Japan's already done with the Power Rangers. We fit in a little bit to what they already had. So, and also with our ship, Paradise, and everything else, it was perfect all the way around. So that's what we're looking at exploring that. So the movie was going to explore more of our personalities, but along with the Power Rangers as well. It was going to explore more. And then Triforty Rangers was going to be our personalities to a T.
Thank you.
Okay, this is another question for Mike. How would you compare your character, Ginn, to the Super Sentai version of him, who, as Ginn, is like carefree and fun-loving, where the Super Sentai version of him in Go Ranger is just serious?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it. I know of him, and I've seen like clips and stuff, but it's interesting because it's like if you look at Goanja and RPM as a whole series, you know, like Goanja was, am I saying it right? Yeah. Okay, like Goanja's like super kind of campy, goofy type series, and like RPM is like the opposite of that. And so I think there was room for, you know, if like the Golden Wings, Gold and Silver were kind of more serious, then you could flip it and turn them a bit more kind of light. But then, you know, I was going to say light-hearted, but they're not that light-hearted themselves because they've got a kind of psycho streak to them too as well. What was the real question? How did they differ? Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the characters. They as an actor anyway, I enjoyed playing them because they're just so different from anything I've done before. So I appreciated that. The fact that they were different. The thing with the American Power Rangers is they adapt, and so they don't necessarily for RPM anyway, speaking for RPM, they kind of just chose their own story to go with. I don't think they necessarily saw that and let that influence them and said, oh, they're serious, so we're going to make them lighthearted. I think Eddie Gazillion went into it with that idea and just went with it because he didn't let the Super Sentai kind of influence him too much. He wanted to go with story apocalyptic, and then he just went with that. And so I think with the twins, he just went with that. I don't think he necessarily kind of saw them and let's go the opposite way. But it's just interesting how that turned out with Goanja being really lighthearted and RPM being really dark.
I see where you're coming from. It's like a different side of the same story, sort of.
Yes, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, that there was the shift of executive producers midway through RPM, and I was just wondering what the creative environment, like how that was different between Eddie Gazzelli and Judd.
Yeah, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't notice a huge difference. Because I came in when Judd Lynn, took over, pretty much. And so I didn't notice the whole thing, but me and Lee didn't, because we didn't really notice the big difference because we started off with pretty much. We didn't actually get a chance to work with Eddie, but I mean, I've become really good friends with cents, and he really looks after us that group, and he's the one who selected me to be the Gold Ranger, and I house sat for him last weekend, kind of thing, so I see him quite a bit. I couldn't say because I didn't work with them. So I don't know how that kind of creative process worked. I mean, like Eddie Gazillion already set up the storyline pretty much, and just kind of had to continue it, like with Tanaya and Dylan, or the sister thing, and so Judd picked up on that. I don't think Eddie, from my understanding, helped him, like direct him from there, so like he stopped and just took over, but I think he picked up on that and just kind of went with how that worked out.
Alright, this is for all four of you guys, Mike and Triplets brothers. I wanted to ask, how would you feel if you had started your intro stories, like your introduction into respectively Zeo and RPM as evil instead of as the good guys, the good Gold Rangers? And then the second part question is, what do you think of Antonio, like the latest, Samurai Gold?
I feel like they do have an evil streak to them anyway. They just want to like destroy things. I mean, the only difference is that kind of like the attention would have just been on the Power Rangers. If they were evil, they would have been trying to blow up the Power Rangers. That could have been fun, kind of thing, like trying to make those guys like blow up and stuff. I think it would have been fun too, because can you just imagine like them catching like explosives on the Power Rangers and trying to make them blow up and kill them and chop up the heads and stuff. What was the second part of that question?
What do you think of the latest Gold Ranger?
I haven't seen too much of him. He's very happy from the clips I've seen. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's happy?
It's like a laid back picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's into sushi?
Yeah,
I'm done with that.
he makes something called barracuda back ribs.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. I mean, he loves his fish, he loves his food, right? So he gets a thumbs up. He gets a thumbs up.
For us, with Trey being evil, it would be really interesting because of our personalities. We can, being identical triplets, sometimes it's nightmare time. We would wish on our worst enemy. That's how bad it is. And then you have good times. Those are the special times, the bonding times. Like this time. This is a really good time. So the evil part I can definitely see. And we could have actually explored that out of the gate. And it would have been a lot of fun. Because you really would have saw how different we were personality-wise. Because like me and Tommy, we actually live together. And we drive each other crazy. We're the complete opposites. Complete. We fight all the time. It's just because of our personality is so different. But I think it would be really interesting if that was the way it started. And I think we would have a lot of fun as well. The Gold Ranger they talk about now, me and my brothers, we haven't actually been able to watch any of the Power Rangers stuff. Ironically, my brothers saw even our stuff for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Because we did what we did, and then we moved on, and we were blessed, we had so many opportunities come our way with development. We did a lot of stuff in 5 years, so we just kept moving. So we haven't been able to see much. We plan on going through every series, so we get familiar with it. So when someone asked us a question the other day, what was our favorite villain? And we were all stunned. Stunned because we just came here and it was just really quick. So we look forward to learning more about that Gold Ranger. So that's my take on it. How do you feel about it?
I didn't say both.
I'm a married one with 2 kids, so when we started doing the business in 2000, I met my wife soon thereafter, and now I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. And my son and daughter love Power Rangers. They have figures, the Gold Ranger, the Red Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Black Ranger. My wife is buying rangers and watch the shows with my Rangers. And since the fans called us out to come here last month or so, I'd say, I watch a lot of Power Rangers, and he loves them. My daughter loves them. It's fun stuff. I can see why there's so much energy. People love the characters, they get into the characters. My son started taking karate a year and a half ago. He's done there, he's with his sister trying to throw the punches, and it's really exciting stuff. Don't know much about the Go Ranger as well, the new one, but as Timmy said, we're going to explore and learn more about it. It's fun. It's fun to see my son and my daughter really enjoy the show. Like a lot of the kids watch the movie on the show. He's 7 years old, and I'm assuming a lot of people were age when they started watching the shows as we were. It's exciting every day. He's signing autograph for me. He's thanking me for a week every day. It's just pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
He's good job here, guys, but we have to close the panel room because Larry's still sitting in 4 minutes. So, big round of applause to all our guests.